They're gonna go.
They always do.
They always do these ones.
All right. Let's go over to our can opener. And I love this can opener. First of all, those of you that struggle, this is our smooth edge can opener.
Yep.
And those of you that have ever struggled with opening a can because you have hand issues, this is a lifesaver. All you do is lay it on top and it adjusts to any size can.
Hands-free.
Even the little tomato paste can.
Yep.
And it'll work its way around. All right. Works on batteries. All
Look at
right.
this.
And the batteries are included.
Yep.
All you do is hit the button and you go to town. I have it in that blue, which I'm going to call teal.
Look at that.
That is brilliant.
That is a magnet that lifts the lid right off.
And that is really hard to do with a regular opener because it's a small can.
Small, medium, large size cans, it works the exact same way. Look at this. You press the button once and it goes around the can for you. No more struggling, no more trying to find the edge, no more wrestling. And when it's done, the magnet lifts the lid off for you. We've all been there where you're wrestling with a sharp edge. No, never again. The magnet takes the lid off for you because it's going around the food and not in. When you think about your old school rusty can opener, oh, this one has to keep going. When you think about your old school rusty can opener, it's going into your food.
Yeah.
That's why it's rusting. And you wrestle with it, etc. Here, it's going around the can. You gotta wait for it to finish its journey. And when it does, that magnet lifts the lid right off. And because it's gone around, it's a smooth edge.
It's not
you won't
cutting
cut yourself. You're not
on the
ripping
top.
off a jagged edge. It's easy and it finishes the job.
Here's my favorite part. Whatever you don't use, if something calls for 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, you can actually take that lid and you can pop it back on. That is brilliant. Without having to deal with it, you'll hear it snap right back in. I can still pop it off when I need it, but that's going to give you, not the original seal, but it'll give you
a great seal.
It's
Absolutely.
a great seal, so you can put it right back on and you are good to go.
There's my
Love
tuna
that.
now done. And again, you just lift it off because that magnet takes the lid off for you. Let it go around the can, finish its journey, and then you're left with a smooth edge so you won't cut yourself. Here's what it's solving. If you've got dexterity issues, you're not wrestling. It's not going into the food, so it's not gonna rust. It's going around the cans, medium, big, small, even that big tomato can. Look, it's effortless.
See, here's the thing. And, you know, my mom passed about a year or so ago, but I remember what really upset her as she got older. And she said to me, she said, you know what bothers me? And I said, what? She goes, not being able to do the things I used to do a long time ago. She had one of her hands, you know, she had the shakes. And it was really hard for her to actually open things like bottles and cans. She had a live-in person that was helping her, but I remember she said, you know, sometimes I just want to get up and I want to open up a can of tomatoes on my own.
Totally.
This will give you that back because you don't have to do any of the work. All you do is place it on top. You'll get the hang of it in 2 seconds.
So,
all right?
It's easy.
It's easy, and then let it do the work. Now, remember, we're already giving you the batteries. It comes with 4 AA batteries. I think they're double or triple A's. No, they're double A's. You get 4 double A's. The batteries themselves, I mean, you're talking $4 or $5 just for batteries. We're throwing those in. All you got to do is hit the button. If you want to get this part of your life back, which is the ability and the freedom to be able to do some things on your own, it may not look like a big deal to you and me. It's a big deal to a lot of people out there.
You know, Guy, whether it's our can opener, we also created a jar opener that you can definitely check out on hsn.com. And you're totally right. One thing we read about in the reviews is people love to get the independence back in the kitchen. And you don't have to ask for help. You don't have to wrestle with a can and a jagged lip. You can do the things you've always done and actually do them better than you've ever done. We've always been used to that old school rusty can opener. But notice, all of these are going around the can, not into the food. So they're not gonna rust. They go around the lip of the can and they allow me to use that magnet to lift it off nice and safe.
There's no material that actually gets on the opener.
Correct.
And I don't know how many of you have used an old opener. Probably one of the dirtiest things, because most people just rinse it off.
Look at that.
Right? And it gets in the gears and it gets in the teeth. When you have to cut into a can, instead of on the top lip, you're going into the liquid. So now you gotta wash that thing, you gotta do it. This doesn't do that. It's a way more sanitary way to do it. And whether you're doing, should we do a jumbo?
Give me a jumbo, man.
I'm gonna give you the big one.
But this is the thing, whether it's
a
jumbo or the baby tomato paste can, it works the exact same way. It goes all the way around. And keep in mind, You press the button once. You put it on the lip of the can. I'll show you on this little baby one while that long journey continues.
I just like to see a big
You put
can.
it on the edge and press the button. And now it goes all the way. It's a one-touch can opener. Let it finish the journey going all the way around the outside of the can, not digging on the inside. That's why your old school can opener is getting rusty, why it's a pain to use. This is easy, it's safe because it doesn't create that jagged lip. And look at the sizes, big, medium, small, a tuna can, a little baby tomato paste can. It works the exact same way. And when it's done, that magnet takes the lid off for you and you're not wrestling. We've all wrestled with the last piece of can opener lid. Never again. Let the magnet do the hard part for you, and it's easy.
All right, what do you think?
You know what I mean?
Look at that.
Look at that. So,
and again,
big, medium, small, it works the same way. It's the last can opener you're ever gonna buy.
you know, it's funny because this is one of those ideas you wish you came up with, right? But you got to realize the way cans are sealed and the way they're hermetically sealed, you can cut the side of the can. You don't have to go in and create a razor blade.
Exactly.
How many of you have taken the garbage out and it splits open because it's got a can in there with a razor sharp edge?
You split the bags, and what's even worse, again, we've all been there, where it's been hanging and you rip it off. You don't have to do that. Notice all the cans I've opened, it comes off from that magnet. The magnet grabs the lid, not me. But even if I did, it's not a jagged edge. So it's safe, it's fast, and it won't rust because it's going around the can.
So we're gonna give you everything you need. You get your choice in black, it comes in white, it comes in red, and it comes in teal. We are throwing in a 4-pack of the batteries. All you do is pop them in, and you're good to go. And you're gonna get hundreds and hundreds of uses out of this before you need to get more batteries. It does not eat up a lot of energy. And you'll notice what Chef does. He doesn't have to sit there and line it up. Like I have a regular can opener. It's hard.
You gotta get the edge.
And sometimes it doesn't go through.
And you get you bend down and you kind of.
You know when you squeeze it and it pops back up, you're like, it's not going through. Or you gotta turn the can upside down because one edge doesn't work. This will work on any standard small to extra large.
Just put it on the side and
there
press the button. And it finds the lip. It goes around the can, no sharp edge. Big, medium, small, all the cans work the same. Your tuna can, tomato paste, beans, whatever you got, chickpeas, any can that you've got, it works the same way. It finishes its journey around the can, not digging in. That's how it gets rusty. This is going around the can, so it's never gonna rust. And then when you're done, you let the magnet take the lid off. You're not fighting with the lid. You are getting your independence back in the kitchen. You're not ripping off a jagged edge. You're not cutting your finger or your garbage bag, and you're not wrestling with a rusty old can opener.
All right, we are just about out of time. It's a $20 bill. Think about the headaches this is gonna solve. And remember, if you're a senior out there and you have issues with your hands, if you can push a button, you can open any can that's in your drawer. 773